this could be. Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to everybody that's watching the replay. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to learn about how you can reduce the toxins in your environment. I did not always appreciate the importance of doing that. And it wasn't until I was, I don't remember how old I was, near 40-ish or slightly before, that doctors had found some large thyroid nodules. And the military doctor that I saw said, you should remove your thyroid. If you were my family member, I would tell you to remove your thyroid. And at the time, I didn't even know what my thyroid did for me. And for some reason, I just didn't want to give up a part of my body without looking at other options. And that is when I had a really dear friend introduce me to the idea of functional medicine and looking at ourselves as a whole and not isolating parts of ourselves. So that led me into a journey of holistic wellness. And along that journey, I learned about how important it is to limit our exposure to toxins because they can disrupt our hormones, they can damage our DNA, whole host of things. And not only that, we are literally challenged from birth to have a toxic load. There's studies that show that babies, when they are born, have toxins already in their, like in the umbilical cord. Dozens, if not hundreds, have been shown up in various studies. So I went on a personal journey, and along that path, I've met awesome people like Taylor, who's going to present tonight. And we met through a mutual friend. We both worked at Denver Health. She was a physician assistant and I was a chaplain. And we have both since left the hospital and now are on holistic paths, integrating practices into our wellness so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. So we wanted to share some ways that you can reduce the toxins in your house and in your environment. And I personally was introduced to Norwex probably 7 years ago or so. And I have come to love a lot of the products. So I'll share a little bit maybe at the end about just a couple that I really like. But, you know, we are just bombarded on the regular every day with things that disrupt our bodies working effectively. So that's why I'm passionate about sharing how we can reduce that and to live the best life that we can. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Taylor and let her share.
Awesome. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I very much agree on the personal journey, and I would say the passion for sharing as you and I discover things that have worked for us personally. So let me put this screen on hold and share my other screen and get started. Awesome. So like Mary said, my name is Taylor. I am a physician associate, physician assistant. Technically, they changed the name recently, and also a student and practitioner of integrative health. We have had a wonderful time along our journeys as we kind of find things that work for us in our own lives and start to get excited about making good positive changes in our life. And we appreciate your time and wanted to talk about one of the most important environments that we have, which is our home. So let me get rid of this. That's in the way. Why do we care what products we use to clean our home? I personally was like never somebody who even really considered the possibility that my everyday products might actually be poisoning me. I figured if they were on the shelves, they had to be safe. When I began expanding my knowledge on holistic health, that naturally led me down a path of exploration into environmental health factors. And little did I know the dangers lurking in my everyday regular products. I was totally appalled. So, a lot of the traditional cleaning and personal care products on the shelves contain chemicals and fragrances that are harmful to our health. These toxins have demonstrated over and over and over in numerous studies to cause things such as hormonal disruptions, DNA damage, cancer, allergies, and much more. Unfortunately, it seems as though only about 20% of families are even taking chemical use in their home into consideration, which is not that many. The average household spends $600 a year on paper towels and cleaning supplies. That's a ton. You're literally throwing your money in the trash can with the paper towels. I was a compulsive paper towel user for sure. And I also wanted to take a note here to talk about greenwashing. You see a lot of products on our grocery store shelves that have been greenwashed. And if you're unfamiliar with that term, it's basically where these companies make false claims or use strategic marketing strategies that are untrue regarding their safety, sustainability, and environmental impact. There's a really good website that is an easy way to evaluate the ingredients in your products, and that is ewg.org. It's Environmental Working Group. They use a lot of the most recent data that they can compile. It's very user friendly, easy to search ingredients of products. Highly recommend that website. So, how safe is your haven? Just as we roll through this list, take a mental checklist if any of these items are in your home. Bleach, chemical cleaning sprays, harsh degreasers, descalers, mainstream laundry detergents, fabric softeners, dryer sheets, 409, Lysol, chemical laden personal care products. I mean, it can feel completely overwhelming once you really start to learn about this stuff and look around and take stock in your home. I am not honestly sure why we were ever programmed to think we needed this many different products, anyways. Luckily, it does not have to be this complicated. So, mechanical cleaning versus chemical cleaning. Chemical cleaners produce toxins that we just previously mentioned, are inhaled and absorbed through our skin. They cause all those previous health problems that I mentioned on the prior slide. Another problem with chemical cleaners is they only work if you leave on for the specified amount of time. And some standard all purpose cleaners say on the bottle that they require 1 to 3 minutes before wiping. I know most people just kind of spray and wipe, giving it like 10 to 15 seconds max. So not only are you using harmful chemicals, but you're not even leaving them on to be effective. And when you do, they can leave a toxic residue behind. And so that's the problem with chemical cleaning. The Norwex mechanical cleaning physically removes 99% of germs with water alone to pick up and remove grime and bacteria. Enzyme-based cleaning is another great option. Enzymes are proteins that act as natural catalysts to efficiently break down dirt and stains. They are specifically designed to target a variety of proteins, fats, and organic matter. They are environmentally safe, friendly, and septic safe. The septic safe was big for me. I live out in a slightly more rural area. And just like we have a microbiome in our body that we need to keep happy, I have a microbiome in my septic tank I need to keep happy. Otherwise, it could create absolute disaster. The other thing is if you are unaware of how septic systems work, all of that water leaches back out into the ground. And I am not trying to put poison and chemicals into my groundwater. So the microfiber technology as a whole There's a couple of huge benefits. I know you're thinking microfiber is microfiber is microfiber, but I will say from a personal level, I had a variety of microfiber cloths from commercial retailers, big box stores, grocery stores that I grabbed for cleaning previously. But once I had a Norwex microfiber in my hand, it was really easy to see the difference in the quality and the function. I mean, the fact that these cloths are essentially self-cleaning for multiple uses before washing was a huge convenience factor for me. What I'm speaking of is where I mentioned here, where this self-purifies with backlock. Backlock is an antimicrobial silver agent that inhibits the growth of bacteria, mold, and mildew. You know, Mary and I had talked before, sometimes you notice a mildewy type of a smell on people's hand towels, your hand towels in your bathrooms or your kitchens. Even if you wash them, sometimes it can still sit in there. So silver is actually something that in the medical field, we use in a wide variety of antimicrobial spectrums. It's very, very well known to be effective. Each microfiber cloth is what is called OECO-TEC 100 certified. This is actually something that is not exclusive to Norwex. This is something that you can look for across when you're starting to replace things like linens, towels, sheets, comforters, blankets. This essentially means that every single thread has been tested and certified safe for human health. So the EnviroCloth itself is everybody's favorite staple for a reason. It's super versatile, can be gentle enough for glass, or give some mild scrubbing power for countertops. I've used this on virtually every surface in my home, removing 99% of bacteria with just water. They're super, super dense, 10 million feet of microfiber threading in each cloth, which is kind of wild to think about. Each fiber is 1/200th the size of human hair and over 30 times more fine than traditional store-bought microfiber. Like, what does all that translate to is essentially superior cleaning. And that's what I mean when once I got one of the Norwex EnviroCloths in my hand, it was very, very obvious to tell the difference. The dusting mitt, I admit it, I was a compulsive Swiffer user. The silly little disposable feather sleeves did nothing but push dirt around. I could literally see it fly in the air every time. Ever since switching to this, dusting has become much less dustier. It's so nice. Long ultra plush fibers, they create the static electricity that lifts and traps the dust and debris instead of just pushing it around into the air or on other surfaces. Super safe, gentle for sensitive surfaces. I personally am a houseplant gal, so I use one on each side of my houseplant leaves to get all that dust and dirt off so that they can photosynthesize and live their best lives. The window cloth. This is another great one, frankly. It pairs really, really well with EnviroCloth. I also, yet again, was guilty of excessive Windex and almost an entire paper towel roll use when I would go to clean my windows and my mirrors and my house. But this, if you get a wet EnviroCloth, give your windows a good scrub, come behind it with your window cloth and dry. It is totally streak-free, no harmful chemicals. You don't have to inhale chemicals as you're cleaning your bathroom windows, inside your bathroom mirrors, inside your windows in your home. This also has backlock technology, which means it is self-purifying for a certain number of uses before washing in the washing machine. You can use it on windows, mirrors, stainless steel, polishing silver. It's lint-free and streak-free, like I previously mentioned. Let's talk dishes. Have you ever considered the fact that the chemical dishwasher detergents traditionally used can leave a toxic residue on your dishes, and then you eat off those dishes, or heat them up and then eat off of them, or cook with them? I mean, it had frankly never occurred to me, but once I really thought about it, I used to use the little pods, and you take a look at those things. They've got all these chemicals we've previously mentioned. They've got dyes. For what reason, we still don't know. And then I realized I was literally putting plastic on my plates, plastic down my plumbing, plastic into my septic system. So this has been a great switch for me. Mary also has mentioned she really, really likes this one, I believe. This is the Ultrazyme dishwashing powder. It is powered by enzymes, which offsets the need for the harsh ingredients like bleach and phosphates, fragrance, dyes, which can be harmful to our health, as well as the health of the environment. It is hard water friendly. I have extra hard water with my well water, and so I pair it with the rinse aid, and I find that combination to work brilliantly. Once again, we're talking about septic safe here, which is fantastic. So the last slide was more for dishwashing dishes. This is more for sink dishes. Your dish soap, very, very similar enzyme-based product, breaks up caked on food, has biodegradable ingredients, septic safe again. It's pH balanced, so it's gentle on your hands, not drying, which is, we all know how bad drying soaps can be on your hands. Ultra concentrated. This one pairs really, really well with a dispensing brush, so you don't overuse it. My husband struggles with that. Well, we are entering that time of year, which many refer to as sick season. And one of the most basic hygiene actions that you can take for your health is regular hand washing. The problem is many hand soaps on the market contain ingredients and chemicals that just are not good for your skin. And they include synthetic dyes, fragrances containing phthalates, synthetic preservatives, parabens, alcohols. All these things can be really, really drying to your skin. They can strip your hands of moisture and just leave everything feeling rough and cracked throughout the winter time. So the Norwex foaming hand soap is non-drying. It itself contains vitamins, aloe, cocoa-based surfactants. It's free from all those chemicals that we've all been discussing as we go along our health journey and as we realize how much that toxic load really starts to build. And I particularly like that none of these are tested on animals. So thank you so much for joining and watching the replay. Do not get overwhelmed and feel as though you need to throw your entire home away. It's easy to think that, but please do not. It is easy to get started, to make a few swaps and replacement as you are able to over time. When you run out of something, replace it with something better. But if you're ready to go ahead and get started making better cleaning choices and kind of trying to get some of these toxins out of your home, let's catch up with Mary or I. She's got a link to the party. We will leave this particular party open until December 15th. That way everybody has some time to get in their Christmas gift orders. But otherwise, I will be available. Mary will be available for follow-up and ordering for any future needs, because this presentation was just the tip of the iceberg. There are tons and tons and tons of awesome products. And I will go ahead and give Mary the link to the digital catalog for you to explore. And please let us know if you have any questions or feedback. And with that, let me go ahead and stop sharing.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you.
I learned some good things. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
tell me.
But
What kind of products do you like and what things did you learn?
yeah, so I actually, as I've been going through my journey, the ones that really drive me bonkers is the dye, the different synthetic dyes. Like, I don't need my soap to be bright yellow. I don't need it to smell like pineapple. I'm like, and then when you look on EWG, and I'll definitely share this with anybody who's interested, you can actually look up those ingredients like the yellow 5 or the red 40 and see, you know, what those things do, whether they're a neurotoxin or whether they're going to disrupt your hormones or, you know, potentially, you know, factor into cancer and things like that. And then the fragrance is a huge one. because
Huge,
Mhm.
huge. I had no idea like
Yeah.
how disruptive these things were. I think the biggest thing is we all have been under the assumption that I
Mhm.
think they wouldn't be on the shelves if they were safe. And also, oh, it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. It's
Right.
a little bit in everything. And it is
It
this
adds
rain
up.
barrel effect of starts to fill up and fill up and fill up and fill up, and your body can only handle so much. So,
Right.
whatever types of like really good swaps, alternative changes, like those are easy things. There are factors that we can't control out there, and our home and our environment and our haven is something that is like it feels so good to like make good changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because literally with fragrance, there's no regulation on what the word fragrance means. So there can be literally hundreds of chemicals wrapped up in that one
Word.
ingredient list.
Yeah.
And so, and then as I've been looking at my food and stuff, it's like, I love the packages that are like, the first ingredient is beef or chicken. And I'm like, okay, that's the first ingredient. What are the rest of the ingredients? Sure, the first ingredient is the most prevalent, but the other ones matter, like you said, whether it's some very small that adds up and contributes to our toxic load. So I do love all of the products that you had shared, the hand soap, the dish soap. Like if I get and the dishwasher detergent, because when I run out, I freak out because I'm like, I just don't know
Same.
what to do. And it
Same. I don't like buying things from the store anymore. It doesn't leave good stuff on my dishes, and yeah.
yeah. And I find with the dishwashing detergent for the dishwasher, I don't have a lot of residue left over. And like
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, when I did try to buy the cleanest possible one I could at like natural grocers, it left more of a film or like residue on my some of my glasses and then also the dishwasher. But last thing, and then I'll stop. But as I was looking at the Norwex Instagram today, I saw that they have this freshen up, like I forget what the exact name is for your refrigerator, like refresh your fridge. And so they have the microfiber liners for your drawers, which can help your produce last longer. And then they have I think it's like some sort of crystals or something in a little, it looks like a jar, but I need to investigate more. But I was like, oh, I never saw that product before, so I'm gonna go check that one out. That's
Love
on
it.
my wish
Same,
list.
same. Because
So
I
because
just line my
fridges get
floors.
yeah, kind of bad.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Yeah, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And then I will make sure that I will get you all the links that people need. I think the digital catalog is really helpful because, again, this was just like a couple of little products that you and I really enjoy, I think, but there's just so many for people to look through. So,
Definitely. And if anyone needs any help, just reach out. We'll help you
absolutely.
figure out what's best for you. So
Okay. Thank you.
thanks, Taylor. Have a
Thanks.
good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.